Jon Provost grew up as a child celebrity in the 50s and 60s, playing the part of Timmy on the highly popular TV show Lassie. He lives in the Bay Area, and he has written a new book. It is his autobiography called Timmy's in the Well. He chronicles life as a child superstar. He gives details about Lassie the dog and some of his personal battles growing up. Jon Provost joining me this morning. Thanks for coming by. Good to see you.
Thanks, Brent. It's great to be on the show.
You know, we loved the show Lassie growing up, and we were just talking about how, you know, it was just a wholesome thing. It was kind of neat that TV was that way in those days.
Well, you know, the shows had morals. You learned something from it. You know, Timmy wasn't the smartest kid on the block, and without Lassie, I wouldn't be sitting here talking to you today. But no, you know, you learned something.
Lassie was a cool dog. I always wished, you know, as a kid, you're like, maybe my dog could be like Lassie. You took the role of Timmy, I think it was in 1957, which was the start of the 4th season. Talk a little bit about how you got in. I thought that was a pretty interesting story, how you got the call, because they had auditioned a lot of kids for that, and they just didn't find the one they wanted, and then you get involved.
Right. I was actually at that point filming a movie for RKO in Japan. Spent 3.5 months in Japan when I was 6 years old, and they were looking for the replacement for Tommy Reddick. Couldn't find the kid, and the producer's wife of Lassie was having lunch with the producer's wife of the movie. And it came up that, you know, we're looking for this kid. We can't find him. I said, well, it sounds like the kid you want we have in Japan right now. So when I got back in Japan, I met with the producers and the writers and the directors. But they wanted to know how Lassie and I would get along. You couldn't fake that. So I actually went and lived with Rudd Weatherwax on his ranch. He had a ranch outside of L.A. For 3 days to see how Lassie and I got along, and I got 2 paws up from Lassie. That's what got me the job.
Lassie got you the job.
Sure.
Thanks a lot, Lassie. Very cool there. Well, talk a little bit about the title of the book. It's called Timmy's in the Well, and the significance of that.
Well, Timmy fell into abandoned mine shafts, off cliffs, into rivers, into lakes, into quicksand, but never did I fall in a well. But that catchphrase has just attached itself to me, and it won't go away. So, and people say it every day. I mean, you know, Leno even says it on the show. So, you know, it must
So there
have
you
happened,
go.
but
The
it
title of
didn't
the book is perfect. You know, we see so many stories of young celebrities these days, and a lot of the battles that they have growing up plays out on television. We read about it in today's society. Was it different for a child star in the 50s and 60s, or is it all pretty much the same, or have times completely changed and for the kids today?
I think things have really, really changed. I mean, we didn't have the paparazzi. We didn't have all that craziness going on. And then again, you know, the money situation was completely different. I mean, now, if you have a hit series, you know, in 6 months, you would make double what I made in 7 years. So things really have changed. The industry is not what it was when I started in television. Television was in its infancy. It was this new media. I mean, people were used to going to the theaters and seeing you on a big screen. Now you're in their living room. So it was really a change, and it was really exciting to be involved with the industry at that time.
All right, and moving forward, you do a lot of work with dogs and with animals, a lot of philanthropy. We'll get to exactly what you do in that in just a moment. But first, I wanted to ask you if having worked with Lassie and that connection you guys had an impact on the fact that now this is what you do.
Oh, definitely. I think Lassie was the very first therapy dog. When we would travel the country promoting the show when we were on hiatus, Rudd Weatherwax would always make a point. If we were in a major city that had a children's hospital, Lassie and I would go visit the kids. And I mean, you know, these kids, well, I'm like 9, 10, 11 years old, and some of these kids have cancer or were horribly disfigured in a fire or an auto accident. And to see the pleasure that they got from Lassie and I coming and seeing them in the hospital, I know it carried over to my involvement with Canine Companions for Independence, which the national headquarters is located in Northern California. And we supply service dogs to people that have disabilities other than blindness, because guide dogs fill that niche.
Right.
And, you know, it's a super organization. I've been involved with them for over 20 years. And if people are interested, they can go to cci.org.
Very nice. Well, thank you for sharing a little bit of that. So get people caught up. More about that in the book as well. You can check it out, his story. Jon Provost, thank you so much for coming by. We appreciate it. Good to see you. Yeah, absolutely.